Hey, what's up, YouTube? Bob Lewis doing a response video for my buddy Steve, Purple GT 22. He is doing a contest. How has YouTube impacted your life? And it's a great contest. Seeing tons of responses for it. A lot of great videos. A lot of people really speaking from the heart and taking their time with answering. And I think Steve running it has a good, as good as the contest is, as good as the request is. Steve is just the type of guy that you want to be around. I've never met him, but you get that sense that just a good dude with a big heart. People gravitate towards him, and I look forward to meeting him at the national next year. That'll be a good time. I've Steve's been on YouTube for like 30 years. I knew him way back when his channel name was Purple Nurple, and he kind of outgrew that name, so he's Purple GT 22 now, and just an awesome guy. Great channel, big Falcons collector, St. Louis Blues. I digress. Got a little notes, some notes here. I had been texting myself ideas last few days as I would think about something, truly trying to figure out how has YouTube impacted my life. And I don't think anything on here is earth-shatteringly different than anybody else, but this is my take on it. So first, and it's sort of in order of importance, at least as I see it. First would just be a general, documentation of my collection, things that I'm picking up, with the timestamp, provided by YouTube, and the interaction along with each pickup, and family members popping in, or just me documenting me and putting it out there for anybody to see for all time. As long as YouTube's a thing, which I don't think it's going anywhere. God forbid something happens to me, there'll be videos of me on YouTube that my family can always watch and reminisce. So, and I can too. I like to go back. I want to be on YouTube for 10 plus years and go back and watch how ridiculous my videos were, and how I'm probably still 10 years later saying my name's Bob Lewis, and I would probably be old by then. But just so general documentation of my collection. Number two, giving me new ways to think about collecting. Before I came, I just collected rookies of good players, cool products, no real focus. I just wanted good stuff, and I was purely just amassing stuff and collecting stuff. I never traded. I never sold anything really. Very, very, very rarely. But a new way to collect. Player collecting. Austin Meadows has kind of become my guy, and I think I'm up to close to 100 now, actually. But I've been able to get tips and see how other people have done it, and I can do that too. Team collecting, Steelers and Pirates, putting together like the Topps team sets. Stole that idea from somebody. I can collect vintage. There's affordable vintage out there, and for binder projects, everything doesn't have to be like in a high grade vintage. And of course, goofy cards, like that would have never been something that I might have got a chuckle out of it as a kid or whatever, but it brings me a lot of joy to just be able to look at a piece of cardboard with, like a picture like this. I mean, I don't know. Call me silly. Um, but so new ways to collect, and YouTube has kind of opened up that avenue for me, and that's cool. So what do we got here? Opportunities to learn. So much product out there, so much so that it's impossible to just know everything. And I'm a know-it-all. That's my tendency. I don't want to say I don't know. I know everything, but I don't. And it's important for me to be honest with myself and admit that I can still learn stuff about this hobby, and really a lot of stuff. Um, and that's been pretty good for me. Uh, Even just not just as far as like 90s insert stuff, but the players themselves and the sport it is and the impact that they had on you know um, on it, and watching people's videos that do like Modern Vintage Collector, who's doing like 30-minute videos on a certain person at a certain time in life and on a certain photograph, and just people that are breaking down sets like Passion for Cards and all these different variations and vintage sets, all that stuff. I had no clue, and it's always fun to say learn something today, so especially from watching YouTube videos. So that's one. Opportunities to learn. Being a part of something. I've been a part of a lot of different things in life, and they've all come and gone. And this feels lasting to me. This feels right. To have people understand the feeling of like opening a pack and getting a sweet card. I can't tell my neighbor a story about opening a pack and pulling an autographed whatever, and get the reaction that I want. Only my fellow brothers and sisters out there in card world can I share that experience with, and they get me. So being a part of this community, it feels good. It feels, and I do feel a part of. Even as a commenter before I started making videos. I remember like making so you watch enough videos, you see people interact and you see sort of their inside jokes, and I just piggyback off some of that, and kind of force my way into those into those circles in some respects, and just kind of roll with it, take it in stride, and people will welcome you in the community, as I try to do, as new people interact in my channel. I want them to be on the inside of the joke. Half my channel I do is an inside joke, and if you get it, then like that's awesome. That's sort of why I do it, and that's something special. So being a part of it is important to me, and YouTube has offered that to me. So thank you, YouTube. Okay, so this is a kind of maybe a different approach to something. So there's a lot of YouTubers, a lot of channels, a lot of content. It's okay that you're not subscribed to. I had to kind of get to this point in my own YouTube career. Like, it's okay to not subscribe to everybody that subscribes to you right away, or maybe you come onto their channel later. I had to stop feeling like guilty about stuff like that. It's not about the subscriptions, about the interactions on the channels, and I try to interact on other people's channels as much as possible, especially my channel. I try not to leave any comment on without a reply. So it's something I've committed to. I go back to like my back catalogs and some of the popular videos that people seem to still be watching, PSA reveals, binder videos. People still comment on that. Even I posted a year ago, and I still try to go back and catch them. Sometimes it's a month later, but I'm getting away from my point. my point is there's a lot of different types of personalities out here, and you're not going to connect with every channel right away or ever, but we're in this community together, and so I try to look for the similarities and not the differences, and not judge anybody by their YouTube channel without having ever met them in real life and had a conversation with them, um, man to man, so to speak. So that's just a life lesson for me. I mean, this is, we're putting ourselves out there. I mean, really, you guys that met me at National, this is pretty much me uh, at the National, but this is me in real life. You get what I'm saying? And but that's not the case with everybody, and that's all right. Some people have a little bit more showmanship in their delivery, and or they're making channels for different reasons, not just to share their collection, but to whatever. But look for the similarities, not the differences. I'm not trying to judge anybody out there. And it's just a life lesson for me, not just in YouTube, but in the real world as well. So YouTube's given me an opportunity to practice that principle in life. 6, keep my priorities straight and make sure I know what my responsibilities are. So start making videos and I would really buy a lot of stuff before I started making YouTube videos, and then you catch yourself buying something just because you think it would be cool to show on a video, and that can get out of control real easy. So making YouTube videos, being part of this community, collecting cards, showing cards, I was kind of forced to, okay, I know I gotta make a video tonight. But no, I gotta give my kid a bath. I gotta make sure they get dinner. I gotta make sure that they do their homework and stuff. So like, as much as I want to always be immersed in this community, like I also have to realize that I got real world and real life responsibilities. Excuse me. So, YouTube's always going to be there. I took a month off, and when I was getting ready to move, and this kind of goes into my next one, lasting friendships. Not just friends, but like I feel like people that I've met on YouTube and at the National, and some that I haven't met yet, but that we talk frequently, and people genuinely asking me how you doing. I haven't seen you in a while, and like there's some real substance behind it. It's not just a toss away like hope you're doing well. They ask how's the wife, how's the kids, things that real friends do, and that's pretty cool. I don't have a whole lot of my wife's my best friend, so I know that sounds lame maybe to some people, but she is, and I don't have too many dude friends in and around me, and YouTube's given me that for sure, and what's really strange is some of these friends I don't even know their full name. Not only that, some of them I've never even seen their face, but come off an egg, like, you're my friend, man. We talk a lot, and I don't even know what you look like. So only YouTube baseball card videos, sports card videos can make that happen and provide that avenue for that to happen. So that's pretty cool. How I don't know how that works, but it does. And I was just kind of thinking about that, like all the people that I interact with on a regular basis. Wait a minute, I don't even know their full names. Some of them, I don't even know what they look like. Some of them. That was kind of like a revelation for me. Anyways, Steve, this is a great contest, an opportunity to really just take some time and everybody approaches it differently, but I was thankful for the opportunity to kind of sit and didn't think about this. It's been a bit over a year and a half. I've been on YouTube, but commenting for a year before that. So 2.5 years of interaction. It's gonna have an impact, and it's certainly been a positive one for me. There's a big bug crawling on my table back there. Better kill that sucker. But anyways, thanks to YouTube. Thanks all my subscribers, all the people that support my channel. Do my best to return that. This is Bob Lewis. I appreciate all you. Thanks, Steve. See you, man. Bye.